cursed corpse? The mother repeated Nanami's words, puzzled. Her intonation was awkward. She seemed unfamiliar with the term. Yes, that's what that thing is, simply put. Would it be easier to understand if I called it a cursed doll? Nanami was trying to be considerate towards someone who had no knowledge of sorcery. Gojo silently applauded Nanami for paying attention to such details based on his experience as a regular member of society. Doll? But look how real it is! The mother cried out. It's astonishingly well made. A normal person wouldn't be able to tell the difference between that and a real baby. But this is a real baby, she insisted. You made the transaction, so you know better than anyone that it isn't, Nanami said. Not many sorcerers could make a cursed doll that's so lifelike. I'm just speculating, but I bet you had to pay with something other than money. The mother gulped. The baby in her arms was indeed well crafted. It wiggled its arms and legs, and its pink cheeks trembled. It was a textbook example of all the traits that would awaken motherly instincts. But that was merely how it appeared to most people. To a sorcerer's eyes, it was hideous. By any chance, Nanami began. Gojo cut him off. Bet you had to fork over the corpse of the brat you wanted to revive. Gojo. What? The business only works with babies because people have a hard time hefting adult bodies, Gojo said. Nanami had planned to choose his words more circumspectly, so Gojo's bluntness was disappointing. Judging from the mother's shock, however, Gojo had guessed correctly. The cursed corpse looked like it had in life because it consisted of real remains. Someone who understood sorcery would know that such dolls were a perversion and an insult to sorcery, one that would have a corrupting influence on humans. However, the human semblance was enough to deceive the average person with the sentimental nightmare of reviving the dead. Awaking from that nightmare required the truth, which Gojo dumped over her like freezing water. It would have been nice to think that Gojo deliberately volunteered to take on the task in order to spare Nanami, but Nanami knew how unlikely it was that Gojo would actually show such consideration. Gojo continued, It looks alive, but actually it's nothing but a pet robot moving according to a program. You're lying, cried the mother. I heard about it. I heard that Natsuki could be brought back, and I paid the money. As the child's mom, you should be able to tell from his little habits and facial expressions that baby doesn't give a sense of having a soul, said Nanami. The mother faltered. Besides, through his sunglasses, Nanami looked at the boy called Akito. He appeared to be about 5 or 6 and was clutching his mother's legs. He was worried, but he looked up at his mother's face with an expression of determination. Your son, at least, has noticed that something dark is trying to steal his mother. You don't understand. Each person has their own form of truth. If the truth you want to choose is a present moment in which you haven't lost a child, I have no right to object to that. Nanami pushed up his sunglasses and waited a moment. There are times when children exhibit a stronger will than adults expect of them. Akito knew he needed to do something to save his mother. Nanami admired that, even if it hurt him to see a small child having to face such a harsh reality. So, with a quiet prayer, Nanami made his point. The fact of the matter is that you're turning away from a present moment in which your living child is worried about you. Oh, in her heart, the mother understood. She understood that Nanami was correct and that she was avoiding reality. Nanami could see that, even if she didn't come right out and say it. She had regained what she had lost, only to lose it again. Nanami knew how cruel that was, but he had to present her options. All right, y'all, that is Chapter 2, Section 4. And from here on out, I think I am probably going to hold on to most of the discussion until the end of the chapter. Otherwise, I'm going to end up sounding really redundant. However, I will go ahead and give you a little bit of like a listening filter to maybe pick up some details of your own in the chapters that you can bring to the discussion at the end of it. And that filter is just to ask yourself, how does one go about teaching students or being responsible for students that you are not able to protect? In fact, how do you teach students who you shouldn't protect? That's the filter. See you next time.